Alright, yo, what is good with y'all? In this video, I'm gonna be doing an all gears tier list, every gear in the game. Before we get into it, just join my Discord, link in the description. I know you guys are tired of hearing it, but just join up for the info, for the giveaways. You know, you might win. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well join. And let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna be starting off with Dragon Memoir. Now, Dragon Memoir is this S tier, bro. We know Dragon Memoir is S tier. It's so good on physical. I feel like you can't really run a physical like build without it. Like, you need it for Impaler, you need it for Blade Dancer, you need it for all the physical stats in the game. It's because Fracture is just so strong. It makes you do like, I don't know if it's 1.5 times physical damage. That's what it says, but I don't think it's that much. But it is a lot of physical damage, and it's just an extremely powerful gear, like overall. Parasitic Leech. I think Parasitic Leech deserves its spot in A tier. I'm not gonna lie. Parasitic Leech is really strong. You can run like a 5-stack party DPS only, and you can like just not need healers. You know what I mean? Because you can heal your whole team over and over. Now, Expedite Anklet, I'll put it in B because it's only really useful for speed builds, but it's really good on those speed builds. You know what I mean? You kind of need it on those speed builds, so that's why you want to run it. Next up, we have Shard of Blight. Now, Shard of Blight, I feel like it's kind of mid. It gives you a 15% damage increase to Dark Elemental damage, and it increases your Dark Elemental damage. So I guess it could be good on something like Berserker. I'll put it at like top of B or something like that. You know what I mean? Next up, we have Band of Crushing Force. Now, oh no, this is Crystal Sphere. My bad. Crystal Sphere. Now, Crystal Sphere, it's just a solid high B. It's not the most busted thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just strong. It gives you 5% more crit chance, and it removes crit fatigue. I still don't know what it means by it removes crit fatigue. I have no idea what that means. Band of Crushing Force. Now, Band of Crushing Force, like, it's another B. It's just mid, you know what I mean? Like, low B. It's just a mid gear. Like, you don't really want to like have it on that bad. It increases block damage, and it also increases your defense buff while in the desert. So it's good to have in the desert, I guess. You know what I mean? We have Imperial Headband. Now, I feel like Imperial Headband can go in A. Like, actually, I would put it below Parasitic Leech, though, because Imperial Headband has potential to do some crazy damage with summons. Like, some just, like, stupid amounts. Narthana's Leaf is S tier. Like, come on. We already knew this was coming. Like, Narthana's Leaf is just busted. It's just busted. You need it on Saint. You need it on healing builds. You can't run a healing build without it. Ever Beating Drums isn't in the game right now, but when it is, I think it'll be really strong for like farming builds, for multi-hits. Even against like Seraphon, you can like do a hella damage to her summons and stuff like that. So I think it can be like a solid A, maybe below the Imperial Headband though, I don't know. Next up, we got Spore Root. Only really good on Paladin and Brawler, and it's decent, don't get me wrong. You apply Poison and like maybe Weaken, I'd put it in C. I don't think it's that good. Only really good with like maybe Dark Sigil or something like that. Dust Storm, I put it in C as well, like high C. I mean, here's the thing, right? It's good. 10% dodge chance for free. But like, would you really want to have that like on? Like, it's just 10%, you know what I mean? Like, what's the chance you dodge? Unless you're like really lucky, you're not always dodging that 10%. Spiked Steel Ball. My favorite gear in the game, bro. I'm putting it S. Middle of S. I still don't think it's better than Dragon Memoir. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I think these could almost be interchangeable. But with even with like non-multi hits, it's still strong. It applies hella debuffs. With multi hits, it does hella damage. What can you dislike about Spiked Steel Ball? You know what I mean? Now, Vainglorious Locket, it makes you go first always, and it also makes you have a 30% damage increase that decreases as the fight goes on. Really good for farming. I think it's above Parasitic Leech. Like, seriously, it's really powerful, so I'll put it top of A. Next up, we have Forest Charm. Forest Charm is only good in like the forest, honestly. It's pretty good with Ranger too, so I'll put it like bottom of B. But the fact that it doesn't have much versatility on other classes is like, it's not the best, you know what I mean? Stone Brand. Now, I don't even know how good Stone Brand is because I don't play Summoner. It gives you a 60% damage reduction on your summons if you use a skill. So I guess it could be good for like tanking or something. I'll put it in like middle of B, maybe below Expedite Anklet. But like, you know, I don't think it's the best. Next up, we have Aspect of Maladaptation. I don't think this gear is gonna be that good. I think it's bugged. It was bugged for a bit, so it would just give you straight up damage reduction and it was busted. but I don't think it's gonna be the best. At most, I can put it above like the like the stone skin accessory. Next up, we got the biggest pebble. Now, bro, if you have the biggest pebble equipped, you're honestly trolling. Like, I'm pretty sure it's added to the game as a joke, so it's gonna sit in the D tier. There's no point in equipping it. I mean, you get an increased escape chance. Maybe it's good like really early game, but it's basically useless. Next up, we have Cursed Brand. Now, Cursed Brand is like, I think it's pretty powerful, but I don't know if it's worth wearing for Summoner. It makes your summons able to take your status effects and deal extra damage based on the amount they've taken. So it can be like really strong. I'm putting like bottom of A maybe. That's where I think it deserves to be at. Arbusta tier. Arbusta tier is only good on like Paladin, bro. Like maybe like top of C at most. That's like the highest I can put it. Now Traveler's Lamp is like a different story. Traveler's Lamp can go to like mid A. It's really strong. Applies 3 vulnerable, extra energy at the start. Good for farming, you know. Next up, we got Sanguine Fang. Now I think I underestimated Sanguine Fang. I thought it was gonna be weak, but it's really strong. You can heal like a crazy amount with it. So I think I'll put it above like Traveler's Lamp in that aspect. Bro, Magma Charm is pretty useless. It's only gonna really be good for like the speed, the temporary speed. So I'll put it like top of C tier for now. That next one is Golem Rune Core. Okay, Golem Rune Core is like, it kind of falls off late game, but for Summoner it's almost essential. So I'll put it in like A tier, like probably like below Imperial Headband maybe. Next up, we got Grain of Balance. Now, Grain of Balance doesn't work the way the description tells you. If it worked the way the description told you it did, it would be really strong. But it takes away your max stat and evenly disperses it between your stats instead of giving your max stat to like each stat, if you know what I mean. I'd put it at like bottom of B. I don't think it's really that good at all. Now, Blazing Perforator, on the other hand, it just makes Yarthul free. Like, if you want to farm Yarthul, put on Blazing Perforator. You can't really die. It's just Dragon Ring. I'll put it like I don't even know if it deserves A. It deserves like B, maybe like mid B, because it's just good against Yarthul. It's not good against anything else in the game. Yarthul's a Wrath. Now that's really good as a solo player. You have to be solo for this like gear to even work. I heard it's extremely powerful. You get extra speed and you get extra damage. And I heard you can also like cheese bosses with it, like Seraphon. You can like solo it because of all the extra speed you get. So I'll put it in like high B, maybe like top of B, because you do have to be solo at the end of the day, which is a very big limitation. Next up, we have Ramazkan Idol. Really good on Blade Dancer, really good on Paladin and Brawler, but I don't think it's good enough. Personally, I don't think this is like that good of a gear. I'll put it like in the B tier at most, really. I don't think I can put it any higher. Next up, we have Shattered Clockhand. Now, Shattered Clockhand, if it wasn't, it's a 30% chance to get an extra turn on your strike, right? But if it was like 50%, it could be good. But I think it's not good enough. I'll put it like C tier. Because if it was 50%, like, it's too much luck based. You know what I mean? You can get like a cooldown reduction. It would be really nice. But like, actually, you know what? Maybe with like the synergy of having Dragon Memoir with it, it could be good. So I'll put it at like B tier. Next up, we have Vulcan Knuckle. Once again, can synergize well with like Dragon Memoir, but I don't think it's the best. It's good on Blade Dancer to fight Thorian. I'll put it like B tier below Shattered Clockhand, or maybe like they could be interchangeable. You know, they're both like relatively B tier. Next up, we have Tear Blood Crystal. Now, I've been hearing some crazy stuff with Tear Blood Crystal. I've heard people get like 40 defense stacks and just solo Seraphon. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna put it in like high A. Maybe even above Parasitic Leech and Vainglorious Locket, just because of how powerful it is with Blade Dancer, Impale, and Impaler. It's also really strong with Impaler. You can get like crazy crit chance, and you can get like some crazy defense. Next up, Coagulated Fingernail. Coagulated Fingernail is just a solid A, bro. It ramps you up through fights, so it's only really good against bosses, but you know, overall, it's just a good all stat up, you know what I mean? Molten Carapace. Now, for Molten Carapace, I'm not gonna lie, like, I think it's pretty mid. You just get like some extra defense when you're low, so it's just not the best. You don't really want to waste a gear slot on it. I'll put it like mid C, honestly. Wicked Crown, it makes you immune to poison and increases your DOT damage, bro. DOT is so bad this update, like it's so bad. I do not recommend playing DOT at all. I'm gonna put it in like top of D because it is better than the biggest pebble. Actually, yeah, nah, top of D. Next up, we have Blazing Brand. I don't think Blazing Brand is worth it to equip on Summoner because it makes it so that when enemies attack your summons, they get fire and they take a little bit of damage. But fire, you know, DOT is just nerfed this update. I'll still put it in like B, like bottom of B. I don't think it's worth equipping though. Tainted Quiver, it lets your first strike apply Sunder and the subsequent strikes to have a chance to take away energy. Now this sounds busted, but I have no idea what the chance of taking away energy is. So for now, I'll just put it in like mid A, because I have no idea like how good the energy steal is, you know what I mean? Imbuement Reliquary gives your enchants to your summons. I can't think of an enchant that like would help your summons. Like maybe Bless, so you can keep applying those stacks and then they blow up. I don't know. Personally, I'd put it in like mid high B, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know where to put it. Now Everthirstal, S tier, we know, bro. The best farming item in the game. If you want drops, equip this. If you want gold, equip this. It's not useful for much else, but just the 1.85x makes it essential to farm for. So like to be able to farm. And last but not least, we got Lethal Blackjack. I don't know where to put Lethal Blackjack, bro, because it can either be the best accessory in the game or it can literally just kill you. So like, where do I put it? You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely don't know a spot. I'll just put it in like the middle of B tier, because it could be S tier and it could be D tier. So you might as well just put it right in the center. Anyway, if the video was helpful at all, join the Discord, link in the description for more videos like this, more video pings, stream pings, maybe even some giveaways. We're going to be doing giveaways pretty soon. And just drop a sub too, bro. Like, I don't really ask for subs much, but you might as well just drop a sub, and I'll see you on the next one, man. Have a good one.